Welcome back to Greyhack. In this episode, we will be trying out the one of the last missions that we have not made a guide episode for yet. So we will go into jobs. We will find a hosting services mission. Now, this mission is essentially you hosting a file on a server, and we have some options when it comes to where we host this file. So one option, which I do not recommend, is to host it on your own computer. So we could download services and start them on our own computer and host the files from here, and then people can go into our home computer and get the file. The problem with this is that if we like open up to for other players to access our computer, they will also be able to hack us. So don't open up services on your own computer unless you want to get hacked. The other option would be to rent a basic server. It's fairly cheap. You just pay 125 credits, and at the moment it's just a one payment, so that's probably the best option. And the final way that I can think of would be to hack a player's server and host it on their server. So I thought it would be fun to do a bit more advanced, make this guide a bit more advanced and try that out. So we will try to hack a player's server, and if we can't find one within a reasonable amount of time that is hackable, we will do the user rented server solution instead. So in order to find player servers, we click on show recent webs, and that will show us a bunch of player created sites. Some of these sites are meticulously protected by the players, while others might be badly protected, and some might not be protected at all. So the idea here is to find one that is badly protected or not protected at all, and then use that as our hosting service. So what we will do is we will check out some of these just randomly and see what we get. So for example, this IP, there's not even we can't even connect to port 80 on this one, so that's interesting. And as you can see here, there is no port open at all, so we cannot access that. Let's see, let's try a few more. So that was the one we tried. How about this one? So on this one, there is at least a port 80 open, and there's also SSH open. We do have SSH guest 7.7, so this might be interesting. But one is, since it has both HTTP and SSH, we can, and yeah, I should probably point out one more thing. To make sure, since we found it in the recent, it's fairly sure, but to make sure that this is actually a player server and not NPC server, we can use the whois command. This is a trick I came up with. And if it says no info available, then that is a rented server rented by another player, and we won't have to worry about getting caught by admins. But let's just open a admin monitor anyways to keep the habit going. So what we will do now is we will try to hack in here with the shell web. And what players usually do is they chmod their servers, but it does not seem like this server has been chmodded, which is great for us and for our purposes. Let's see if we can open File Explorer. Yeah, it seems like we have pretty much full access. Yeah, nothing is chmodded, so we have pretty much full access to this player's server. To have a little bit of fun, we can take a look here. So Bloodsec is a user on the server. You can just look around here. There's a root. Oh my goodness. Did somebody leave their bank account laying around? Okay, so this is what will happen if a player accidentally puts bank account on their if they open a if they log into their bank on their server, we can find this bank text file, and it will enable us to hack into their bank account. So let's try this. There is a big chance that somebody has already hacked in here, of course, and stole the bank money, but I think this is going to be pretty fun anyways. So we just save the credentials on our own PC and run the decipher like we've done times before. And then what we will do is we will go into the browser and open up a bank. This might be a player's password as well. So if you are serious about hacking, you should be saving all the player password that you come across and use them in dictionary attacks and so on. There is a SSH crack tool that can be used for that, for example. So what we will do now is we will log into the player's bank account. And the way we do that is by taking the bank number, putting that up here, and then using their password. And as you can see here, we actually just found the a player's bank account. Usually I'm pretty nice and don't steal their money, but since this is a YouTube video and it would be cool to just show off works, I promise you guys this is not a setup in any way. This is fairly random and pretty awesome. So what I will do is I will actually steal the money. Maybe I should leave like some money. Should I leave like one coin? Okay, so what we will do is I need my own bank account as well, and my own bank number, and I can't show you my MD5 hash because then you can hack me. So what I will have to do is I will have to go in here and grab my bank account that way. So that's the number we will be sending the money to. And there we go. Now there's just one coin left on this player's bank account. So hopefully he will learn that to be more careful with his bank logins in the future. And what we will now be doing just to check out is to log into our own bank account and see that we just got 3,500, which is awesome. And yeah, so now we have 10,000. Pretty sweet. So that's how you hack a player's bank account. Other than that, there were nothing else interesting here. This is also a good reason for checking out a system. If you hack a player system like we are doing now, it's great to check out the different stuff on the server. So this is us on player servers. There's no reason to delete the shell logs. You can do that if you want to, but there's no reason because there's no admin to trace you. As you can see here, nobody has actually hacked this server except the owner himself, and the owner is this is the IP for the owner, which might be a proxy or might be his home IP. So that's also something you can take note of and make a text file or something with interesting IPs belonging to different players. I think that's pretty much everything we will be finding out from there. Another thing that is interesting, we can get the we can figure out the password this player used for the server. So the same method like we used before, we simply grab the root password and or credentials and decipher them, and something like this. And then we can also get the BloodSec. I don't remember if there is a player named BloodSec. I've seen the BloodSec page website, so it might be a player or it might be like a company. So this is the password that the player uses for his server. Next up, we will be doing the same thing with the BloodSec password. See what kind of passwords he has. Nice. If we want to make a list of it later. Okay, so the player likes to put 3s in his passwords. That's interesting. He has fairly nice passwords, right? They're numbers and even big letters mixed. But since he did not protect his server, we can just walk in and find out his passwords and do whatever we want to the server. So now that we know the password, we can gain root access. Just be interesting to see if somebody was on the server as well, but apparently not. So we will be using the sudo command, and since this is a player server, we might also want to check out if it's actually called on this server. People can rename the commands. So if we go into bin, we can see that wow. So the person we just stole money from is Black Feather, because Black Feather is the person who owns the commands. He's the owner of this all these tools. So he even uploaded his on an airplane aircrack, which are commands that are only spawned on your home PC. He's uploaded those here, and he has pretty nice versions of files here. So the latest kind of hacking tools. So let's see here. So sudo has not been renamed is still called sudo, and therefore we can use sudo to gain root access. And then we use the root password, which was this. Now we have root permissions. So what we can do now that we are root, we can also check his root folder, see if there's anything interested in here. Nope. Another place that might be interesting to look at is the, I think I might make this video into a player hacking episode rather than a hosting services mission. I'll like make another episode after this hosting the things on this server, but this is probably going to be a episode showing off player hacking. So something else that could be interesting when we are going through a player's system or server is that we can look at, I don't remember what it was called. One was root, right? We can go into root and we can see if there is a trash folder, which might have other interesting things in it. So here is a trash folder. And if we go into the trash folder, okay, so the trash folder is empty. The same thing is like if you go into root, there's also a trash folder there that we can check out. Both of them are empty. So sometimes you can find interesting things in there. Another place that could be interesting to check out is the usr-bin, but nothing has changed here, so that looks like it always does like normal. But this is like the interesting place where you can find out what tools he has and who he is, and some weird kind of ch modding here. Very dangerous for the owner. I think that pretty much covers how you can hack players and steal their money. Which was not what I intended to make this video about, but it turned into that anyways. There might be some more fun things you can do with this server, but I will end the episode here and then make another episode showing how to use this server that we have now taken control over to host the host service mission. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.